Anointed warriors. What up, spiritual family? And welcome back to Mount Fitness MBS Ministry, where I am your host, Brother Mongoose. If you guys are new to the channel, man, this is a different kind of ministry, and I am a different kind of minister. Not traditional by a long shot. I'm both a minister and a philosopher, and as it relates to some of the specific things that makes me different as a minister and what makes this ministry itself different or set aside, if you will, as a ministry, please stay tuned to the end of the video. But let me again thank you guys for tuning in, and to my longtime subscribers and longtime supporters of the ministry. You guys already know a special shout of love and thanks goes out to you guys. Gratitude, all the best to you guys. May whatever bump you encounter, may it be just that, a bump in the road, not something that could stop you. Keep pushing on in faith, keep on hoping on in love, and reach out to this ministry if I could be of some additional assistance to you guys. Now, that is true for all of you guys as well. If you're tuning in for the first time, or you're somewhere in between, first time and long time subscriber, the same message holds true in that if it is his will, then I look forward to being of an even greater assistance to you guys, better service to you guys. And I mean that. So that's the purpose of this ministry. And without further ado, we'll get off into today's topic. You know, I posted a message earlier today where I talked about being in a season of eating crow. If you haven't seen it, check it out. This message is kind of very segregative of that. But it's a little bit different in that I want to put a premium emphasis on the fact that if you're going through the season where you have to eat crow, or if you're going through what we call, the journey of the dark soul and a period of isolation, or if you're in this specific area where regardless of which one of those reference points may be most applicable, you begin to realize that you're in this area, you're in this season to where you can't please anybody. You can't satisfy anybody. And that's almost to like a very, very literal meaning. Obviously, there's some exceptions, and to a lot of you guys, maybe that's not very literal, but to a lot of you guys, it's practically 100% literal. Like, you can't please, you can't satisfy anybody. No matter how hard you try, no matter how clean your intentions are, no matter how much genuine your effort is, your consistency, you can't seem to please anybody. Not your spouse, not your children, your boss, not even some guy or girl that, you're trying to just be courteous and uplifting to, out in society, the grocery store, the bakery, whatever. Everybody's pissed off at you. Everybody seemingly disappointed at you. Everybody seemingly let down. It's during these times where you must dig your heels in the most. You must dig in your heels the most. And you got to realize, that this is all kind of par for the course. There are seasons where, he has, caused or allowed in our lives that's going to test us and to prod us and to pull us and to see exactly how you're going to behave. When you're doing everything that you can, your heart is in the right place, you're putting forth the effort, you got genuine consistency in all of these things, and yet Everybody, seemingly everybody in your life, is dissatisfied. They're unpleased. What are you going to do? Are you going to sell out and begin to become somebody that was never meant for you to become? Are you going to sacrifice your morals and your integrity? Are you going to sacrifice your fundamental beliefs? Are you going to surrender your dreams and the aspirations that you know he put in your heart? Because oftentimes, based on the world that we live in, it's important, very important, that we're able to please people. You know, this is how you get the spouse you want. This is how you get the promotion you want. This is how you get clarity of understanding that you want and build relationships, and you know, you get the truth out about who you are. It's important that you're able to please people. But what do you do when your heart is in the right place and you're putting forth the effort? What do you do then? This is the great workshop of his kingdom, guys. And some of you guys out there, you're in this season. And the angels that have been assigned by this thing called God, that are there taking notes and watching over you, this is exactly what they're doing. They're paying attention. And they're giving that message, they're relaying that message, and they're documenting that information about how you're doing. How are you doing? Did you prioritize that promotion? Did you prioritize that relationship? Did you prioritize pleasing people at the expense of your own integrity, your own God-given authenticity, your own discernment? It's a test. It's a trial. And during this test and trial, you got to keep in mind as well that as long as your heart is in the right place, the old timers used to say, if a man gives and or does his absolute best, effort, energy, consistency, problem solving, energy, all these different things, if a man or woman does their absolute best, then what else is there? So as long as you're able to look yourself in the mirror and know that you're putting forth the effort, you're being who you're supposed to be, you're doing what you know you've been called to do, then you have to sit back and wait for that season to end / allow the pieces to fall where they may in that particular season. A lot of times there's people, there's situations, there's opportunities that are out there on the table that are just not meant for you. They're just not meant for you. I don't care how prosperous they may seem or how beautiful that spouse may be or whatever the case may be. If they're not meant for you, and this is the reason why you're unable to please them. This is the reason why you're unable to satisfy them. And this is the reason why they devalue and discredit your effort. They're not meant for you. So we got to keep these things in mind as well. And you have to become, I'm not saying relaxed in a sense, but you have to become comfortable with being uncomfortable. You have to become uncomfortable with knowing that, hey man, whoever it is, again, boss, kids, parents, longtime friend, you have to become comfortable being uncomfortable and knowing that, hey man, there's nothing you can do to please this person. You can work until you can work your fingers to the bones. And you can kiss butt and buy gifts and presents and fill in overtime slots for other people that, you know, it's their obligation. You could dumb down and do all these different things. At the end of the day, if they're not meant for you, Or if that's just the way it is for that season, you have to become okay with that. Pardon me. You also have to realize that you may have some, again, the old timers used to say rats in the nest. You have some people that, just like when Job encountered all of those afflictions, Heavenly Father allowed those things to befall him. So Heavenly Father may have allowed certain people, situations, circumstances, occupations, medical reports, whatever. He may have allowed certain things in your life to see, again, if you're going to sell out for those things, if you're going to discard who you truly are. And some of those things are there specifically. Precisely some of those people, or specifically some of those people, they're there to very intentionally make you feel like, you know what, you're not good enough. Your efforts, I don't care how sustained, how sincere, how tenacious, you don't please me, you don't satisfy me. You didn't do the job well enough. Some people may be actively putting forth these notions to you, all in an effort to get you to doubt yourself and to get you to buy into that false narrative that you aren't good enough. But the devil is a lie. Walk in the room with your head held high, with your shoulders back, and if they don't get it, then it's not meant for them to get. If they don't get it, you're kind, you're approachable, you're putting forth hard work in whatever area it is, you're respectful of others, and they continue to let you know that, you know what, yeah, I saw that you got an A, but you didn't get an A+, it wasn't good enough. And I saw you got an A+, but you didn't get an A+ prior to that, you got a D prior to that. They're always letting you know very intentionally that, they're disgruntled, they're dissatisfied, your effort wasn't good enough. But that's why you got to know. And this is why you got to, just like in the video that I mentioned, the season of eating crow, you got to know that, hey, man, I have to follow this truth wherever it leads. And if that leads to me going through a season to where no one's satisfied, everybody's pissed off, everyone's agitated, everyone's dissatisfied, and no one is seemingly saying, hey man, you didn't meet the mark, but we're going to give you an A for effort. No one's patting you on the back. You got to know that that's a part of your journey. And you can't allow that to cause you to become something that you're not, embrace something or someone that you shouldn't, or let go of someone or something that you shouldn't. And again, there are some of you guys out there that you're in this very season right now. And whoever it is, wherever they are in your life, whether there's some that may very well be doing it intentionally, but if they're doing it unintentionally in terms of trying to get you to buy into self-doubt, they're always going out of their way to let you know, hey, you didn't get the job done. You got the job done, but I'm still not satisfied. It's not you. It's these people. It's these situations and circumstances. You may very well be square peg in a round hole. You're trying to fit in where you don't belong. You're trying to satisfy people that you're not meant to satisfy. And that, when I say people, again, you're trying to pursue a career. You're trying to make an investment. whatever the case may be. And it's not meant for you. So your character is being tested. Your belief in yourself is being tested. And it's up to you to, by the faith and the grace of this thing that we call God, to dig your boots in and say, hey, listen, it's hard, it's challenging, it's disappointing, it can be very saddening, it can be very lonely. Because again, we all want to please people. Everybody wants, you want to go to work and you want to know that you did a good job. You know, if you do car repairs, you know, if you do personal training, if you do ministering, if you do, you know, any kind of public service type of work, or you're in the field of public service, you want to know that you did a good job. It's the same thing when it comes to your husband and your wife and your kids, and, you know, just being a good person. Everybody wants to know that, hey man, I did a good job. So it can be all those things, tough and lonely. You can feel gutted, but you got to keep going. You can't surrender you, and you can't get off path. It's a straight and narrow path. Few there be that find it. Keep walking that path, and then the person, the people, the places, the things that are meant for you to be able to please and satisfy, and the people that actually see your value, they'll show up. But if you switch course, if you make a course correction that was not intended, which would mean an error in your course, and you started doing stuff and behaving a certain way and trying to fit in and do all these things to please people and change and morph yourself into something and just to please people, first of all, they're still never going to be satisfied. They may get some fleeting satisfaction because they feel like, you know, you're kissing their butt, or, you know, whatever the case may be, but they're still not going to be satisfied. And second of all, you end up going in the wrong direction and potentially missing out on what is for you. Again, the people, the places, the opportunities where people, again, will see your value, and they will throw, you know, coals and logs on your fire, and they'll start, and they won't piss on it. You know, even if you don't get the job done, or you don't make the mark, you know, you'll have people in your life that says, hey, listen, you know, we appreciate your effort. We definitely, you know, saw the energy, and, you know, but we want to see what we can do to help you do an even better job, because we really want to get this done. You have those kind of people in your life. But right now, you're in that season where it's a direct opposite, and people see your effort, and they see your growth, they see your development, you know, they see your all-around efforts, and, you know, they're pissing on your fire. It's meant to be. These times and seasons are real things. So I just want to encourage you guys to keep on keeping on in faith, and to keep on hoping on in love. Don't change anything. Don't fix something that's not broken. You know, being who you are is what's gotten you this far. Being who you are is what's gotten you this far. Now, that doesn't mean we stop, and, you know, we stop growing, we stop developing, we stop maturing spiritually and mentally and intellectually and all these different things. It's not to say that at all. But it's to say that, hey, me being true to me, my God-given authentic self, the path that he has set before me, this is what's gotten me this far, to where I am in life, wherever that may be. In the penthouse, or in the back alley, you're still here, which means he still has work for you to do. And you being true to yourself and continuing to grow and evolve and expand in all these different aspects of positivity related to you and your life and all these different things, then those things happen organically You don't have to sacrifice who you are at your core. You don't have to sacrifice and morph into something, again, square peg trying to fit into a round hole. You don't have to do that. You just need to dig your heels in and know that this season, these are real seasons that we all have to face and be tested and be tried, cleaned up, and purified. How much do you believe in you? How much do you trust that, hey man, I'm doing my absolute best. I'm not taking shortcuts. I'm not betraying anybody. I'm giving it my absolute all in whatever the area may be. Is that going to be good enough for you to continue to stay true to that course? Or are you going to begin to doubt yourself as a result of the fact that you're doing all those things and no one is satisfied? What are you going to do? That's what it all comes down to. So I encourage you guys to stick your heels in. Keep doing your best. Keep your integrity intact. Keep your love, your joy, your respect for others, because a lot of times you get people that not only do they make it obvious to you that you didn't hit the mark in their eyes, even though you may very well have hit the mark. It's not about, in a lot of these people's eyes, it's not about if whether or not you hit the mark. It's about them letting you know if you hit the mark or not, they're dissatisfied. So, keep staying true to you as it relates to the authentic you that he has for you. Keep your integrity, your modesty, all these things, because as I was getting ready to say, some of these people not only just let you know that they're unpleased, but like they attack you, and they're trying to tear you down and get you to go back and forth in some argument, some negative energy exchange, and get you to think in the wrong way and behave in the wrong way. So they attack you in addition to them going out of their way, letting you know, hey, they're displeased. They don't care about how well you did. They're displeased, whatever. So keep all those things in mind. Reach out to this ministry if I can be of assistance to you. For you guys that are tuning in for the first time, man, let's talk about what makes this a different kind of ministry. I'll try and be brief. I'm trying to package up this closing a lot more efficiently. So let's give it a shot. As far as what makes this ministry different, man, it starts with the fact that this ministry is not based on religion. Although this ministry does trace its origins back to religion, this ministry is not limited by religion. In fact, this ministry has taken a holistic mind, body, and spirit approach to life, to health and wellness, and to running the race that he has set before us. This ministry believes that taking a holistic mind, body, and spirit approach, doing something every single day, something very specific, very intentional, that strengthens and nourishes one in their mentality, their physicality, and in their spirituality. It makes us more proficient as his children and advancing his kingdom, and it also makes us more fulfilled as human beings. The specific services that this ministry utilizes in order to achieve these goals consist of good old-fashioned experiential-based philosophical consultative services for the mind, ISSA certified fitness training for the body, and clean-hearted spiritual teachings and practices for the spirit and for the soul. Additional services in which this holistic approach is also implemented consist of good old-fashioned motivational speaking, as well as youth and young adult mentoring and counseling. For some specific information about these services, what they entail, how they're implemented, and how they're going to be beneficial to you, please watch a video that's titled MBS Service Tutorial. When it comes to what makes me different as a minister, please watch a video that's titled My Testimony and Disclosure. That's a very important message, guys, or video, because this ministry may not be for you. Fine, no harm, no foul. But the flip side of that coin is this ministry may be for you. It may be exactly what you're looking for. It may inspire you to assist this ministry, to pass the word on about this ministry, what its goals are. It may definitely cause you to reflect on your own story, your own testimony. And so there's inspiration and there's motivation for you in that regard. So on either ends of that pendulum, the point is, why wait? If it's not for you, find out immediately. If there's motivation and inspiration for you, then receive that immediately. That's what I got for you guys. Again, the video is titled My Testimony and Disclosure. And please visit the physical fitness branch of the ministry located at mountfitnessmbs.com. You can go to the Gmail, the email address to schedule your initial consultation in any or all of the services that are provided by this ministry, and to visit the physical fitness branch of the ministry. That's at mountfitnessmbs.com. If this ministry, guys, if you got something out of today's message, any kind of value at all, then please start by hitting the share button. Take a message that, if it's beneficial to you, even if it wasn't, ask yourself, do you think there's anybody on this planet that could benefit from today's message? Because the internet is global. You think there's anybody out there that could benefit from today's message? If you do, if the answer to either of those questions is yes, then please don't procrastinate. Hit the share button now. Take a message that's beneficial to you. Pay that message forward. Share that message forward, and allow that same message the opportunity to go out and be also beneficial to someone else. Please definitely hit the like button and the subscribe button if you aren't already subscribed. These things help grow the ministry by way of the YouTube algorithm, and then also hit the bell icon if you'd like to receive notifications when I upload a new message. If the Holy Spirit, guys, moves you to make a monetary donation in support of this ministry, please know that no amount is too small, and I'm going to leave a Cash App link down in the description box for that. Regardless of how you show your appreciation, whether it's through the like, the share, the subscribe, if you show your generosity by the form of a financial donation, if you show your generosity by leaving a message of encouragement, investigating the services, reaching out for some of the services, whatever the case may be, He has promised you that when you plant good seed in good ground, you will receive an abundant harvest, shaken down, pressed together, and running over. So whatever way you give back to this ministry, please receive your harvest by faith. That's His word. This is coming through, this vessel. So that's what I got for you guys. I love you all. I'll see all of you guys in the next one. And I encourage you guys, again, remember that, if you're in that season, don't get depressed. Don't get down. I know it's not easy. I know it's riddled with challenges and disappointment. You put in your hard work, you put in your effort, your energy, your time, and seemingly no one is satisfied, or no one is pleased. Even though you hit the mark, even though you showed up and picked the kids up on time, you had dinner ready on time, whatever, no one's showing you any appreciation. In fact, they're letting you know that they're still displeased. You had dinner ready today, but are you going to be ready tomorrow? That's not good enough. You should have had it ready last week, or whatever the case may be. It's par for the course. Keep moving on in faith. Keep hoping on in love. Reach out to this ministry if I can be of assistance to you. And definitely always live a life that prioritizes faith over fear, truth over tradition, knowledge over nonsense, love over lust, and people over profit. That's what I got for you guys. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next one. I am Brother Minister Mongoose, and I will holler back. Peace.